Good morning. Today is Monday, May 4th, 2020, so may the 4th be with you. My name's Jason Healey. I'm the Director of Dining here at Green Spring, and I just wanted to take a little bit of time to talk to you about our dining program, our store program, our mail delivery program, and other things that we have going on here on campus. So first of all, I just want to say thank you very much. It's amazing to see the signs and letters and creativity that you, our residents, have expressed on your doors, through emails, through mail, and it's very appreciative. Our staff, it really kind of keeps us going. It's one of those things that really can cheer up your day. I've definitely seen some very creative ones, which are hilarious, and I think in times like this, taking the time to laugh is a real joy. With that too, I know I've been working with Kimberly in philanthropy. Thank you so much for those who are donating to the scholarship. Having a lot of conversation with our graduating seniors about their future and the future for them going to school. It's that time of year where everyone's starting to wear their t-shirts and sweatshirts of the colleges that they'll be going to. Just sometimes now, depending on what department or area that those individuals are helping out in, they actually get to wear it for the whole shift. So we get to see a lot of that and have conversations. So it's really great. And once again, thank you so much for those who are donating to the Student Scholarship Fund for their education. We truly appreciate it. And with that, one of the best ways that you can thank our staff for all the work that they're doing is to actually stay in the apartment. So we do have some residents who are very excited when the staff comes around to deliver food or mail or items from the store. We please ask that you stay behind your door until the delivery's been made and the delivery person can move away from the area. We want to make sure that we're maintaining that 6-foot distance. That's not only for your safety, that's for their safety as well. So we want to make sure that we're following all of those guidelines that we have in place. With that being said, I do know, and I've talked to several residents who sometimes have trouble with what we are delivering to their apartment, getting it into the apartment. With that, some of the conversations that I've had with individuals, one is looking at the times, if you do have an aide, when that aide's there, also communicating to us in dining what those times are, so we can try to see if we can accommodate. The other part of that is if the item's coming in a large bag and you can carry, but the bag itself is too heavy, we do recommend to a lot of people to actually take items out of the bag and take it piece by piece back into the apartment. Maybe propping the door open while you're doing that is a safe way, and it's a way to get exercise. It's a way that I think you can transport everything in. For some people with either strength or mobility issues, we've seen a lot of creativity with that, either being rolling chairs. We've seen the carts that they would take their groceries from the car up to the apartment. Those being left outside the door and with a little note saying, please place my delivery here, becomes very beneficial, and it helps us in the to help you to be able to get your items inside. One thing, and we do talk to the staff a lot about, and it's really tough because they want to be helpful, they want to take care of people, but the main way that we can take care of each other right now is with that social distancing and following the guidelines that have been put in place. So they cannot go into your apartment to bring a delivery, and that goes not only for the dining rooms, the mail, the stores, but also the concierge teams who are bringing packages up. And we do kind of ask, had a great conversation with a resident who thought it might be a good time to get a new mattress. There was nothing wrong with the old one, they just wanted a new one. I would recommend probably holding off a little bit before you did something like that. Just because the delivery process and getting people in and out from a safety standpoint is very challenging and tough. So those are the kind of things to take a look at and think of what is a need and what is a want and what's a necessity. With that kind of goes into our stores as well. We're trying our best to accommodate the requests that we're getting. Obviously, we've seen an increase in our store purchases as well as our deliveries. We're averaging now about 125 deliveries a day, and there becomes a limitation to the variety of products that we can carry because of the amount of refrigeration that we have, and the amount of actual storage space that we have. Because of guidelines, we do limit the amount of people who are in those spaces while they're making your, building your orders that you have, placed. It does become a challenge. So with that being said, we try to have yogurt, but we might not be able to have 8 or 10 varieties of yogurt. There's different things to that level. Also, too, just if anyone's been ordering delivery offline, it does become a challenge. Prime example, I ordered strawberries and I got a call saying, would raspberries be okay? And I said yes. And then the delivery came and I got blueberries. And that's just one of those things where we ate blueberries. And we try our best, and we're more able to go and fix things than a Whole Foods, a Giant, a Safeway. But in that regard, we're not a grocery store. And I just do want people to kind of keep that in mind. We're trying to get those items to you, those basic items. And we always appreciate requests. Sometimes we're able to add the request. We just had a request to add computer paper, which is something that we are able to do, and that's starting today. So if you needed to buy a ream of computer paper, that's something that we can supply and we can take care of. Some items we just can't get. We've been trying, it's difficult. One of the items that we call essential, we did a really good job on, is toilet paper. So we bought thousands of rolls of toilet paper, but we weren't able to get the nice little 4-packs or 8-packs that some people like. We had to get the individual rolls. That was what was available to us, and so we purchased that. With that too, I have had a lot of conversations with residents looking at the news. It's very prevalent about the concern for beef, pork, and chicken with a lot of those processing plants either shutting down or running at a very small capacity. We were kind of ahead of the game. We've worked really hard as a team to be prepared, not only from a supply standpoint, but from a staffing standpoint. So with that being said, you saw that we had portable freezers. Well, we did a really good job of filling them, so we decided to get a bigger one. So actually today, in Town Center, we're going to have a new freezer drop that's twice the size of the one we had prior. Actually, the smaller one this morning already left. So we're getting one twice that size because we've been bulk buying and storing. So with that, we've also been having our team broken up into 3 different teams. One of the team's main focus and concentration has been building a backstock of meals. And that being said, if for some reason our staffing levels on our culinary side dropped to a small level where we couldn't provide the deliveries every day, we now have a backup supply of meals that are ready to go. And it's not a small amount. With that, we could do 5 deliveries with no culinary staff. That's over 8,500 meals that we have prepared, ready to go, whether that be shelf-stable products or frozen products that we would be able to box and deliver. These are the things that we work on, and we're constantly out there. A big part of Dining's Administration's Day, especially a special thank you to Chef Michael Ritt, is finding new vendors, people who we had not done business with in the past, looking at every source. So we've looked at a lot of local, smaller businesses and doing large purchases with them to help us get supplies on whether that be masks, gloves, cleaning supplies. We've also, look at getting different dairy sources. So where before we had one dairy that we worked with, because of the supply being shortened, we're now dealing with 3 different dairies to get product on campus. And even that being said, our delivery, I think last Friday was for 150 gallons of milk. We got 72. So that's one of those things that we do tell residents. We do have limitations on certain products because we want to try to spread it out as equally as possible. But we also will go back when an order comes in and try to backfill those if we weren't able to fulfill your original request. We're trying to work the most we can with you in the situation that we're in. Some other things that I've talked to residents about, and we shared a couple weeks ago that especially on Tuesdays and Thursdays, our deliveries would be taking longer. And they have. People who were normally getting their meals, let's say between 1 and 2 o'clock, started getting their meals at 4, 5 o'clock, even 6 o'clock. Because of our student being our main force of our delivery, Tuesdays and Thursdays, Fairfax County is doing live classes that go until 2:30. With that being said, we do have really great students, and their education is their most important, and it's most important to us as well. So instead of coming in at 10:30 or 11 o'clock to start the delivery process, they're coming in now around 3:30, 4 o'clock. That backs it up. Now, we don't wait till that time to start delivery. We actually start at 11, but when a couple weeks ago we were having 20 to 30 people deliver at 11 o'clock, now we can have anywhere from 4 to 6, maybe 7 people in the bagging, packaging, and delivery process. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, if it is a delivery day for you, do expect your delay to be longer. Calling the restaurant to ask where the delivery is actually only slows the delivery process down. So we do ask, for you to wait because every time you call, they're stopping what they're doing to answer the phone, and that's one less person we have helping in the delivery process. So just remember, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, our goal, and we have achieved it so far, we don't see why we would not, is to have all of your meals delivered by 7 p.m. And just a reminder, your meal delivery gets you through that full day. So the meals that we're delivering on your delivery day are really for the next day moving forward. One of the other items that we started doing that went over very well was the produce box. So we worked with our local produce company to build a custom box of items that were requested by our residents. So our first week we sold 50, very positive feedback, great value, a lot of produce. We really enjoy it. And so we kind of added to it in trying to keep our staff out of grocery stores as much as possible. And as someone who does home delivery myself, produce is one of the things that becomes the most challenging to get and changes up. So we did start this week of selling produce boxes to our staff as well. So they'll be purchasing those just like our residents. So please let us know feedback on that, other things that you would like to see as well. Even with everything that we have going on, especially in dining services, we always try to think of others, and especially others in our community. So in partnership with security, we've been able to donate meals to our first responders and keep those individuals fed and helping them out as well. We'll have more information on that and some of the other parts of the culinary freezer and backstock this upcoming Wednesday when Chef Michael Ritt and myself will be kind of talking more on the back of the house culinary program and things of that nature, but also showing you some of the photos and things that we've done to help out our first responders. With that being said, I did have the team really want me to reiterate, and I think just from a knowledge standpoint, so our delivery today, I left our Jefferson team before I came here today. We're going to deliver over 1,600 meals. We're going to do that, and this morning we started off with only 5 individuals to help in that delivery process. As the day goes on, more people will come to help, but it's a very large process to make that amount of meals. Not only cook it, chill it, make sure that we're keeping safe, package it, then bag it, and then bring it to everyone's individual apartment. So we really want you to kind of keep that in the back of your mind, because I know sitting in the apartment, you're just seeing what comes, but that whole process to get there, and the team work really hard, especially up into delivery days, trying to get those special requests, needs, but when you're looking at 1,600 meals, some things do get missed, and we always want to make up for it, and we want to make it right. But just, I think, remember that too sometimes before communicating with the staff would be very much appreciated. Sometimes it's tough to be in your apartment, but it's also tough sometimes too when you're trying to do the best for your residents. But sometimes it's doesn't come across that way, and we always want to make sure that we can do what we can for our residents. With that being said, we try to add some variety and spice and change things up. So if you got your delivery yesterday, today, or tomorrow, we added a special little thing to the delivery. We did a layered dip and a bag of corn chips, kind of for Cinco de Mayo. We also had some other items in the kind of Latin themed. We'll have some things for Mother's Day. But those are the things that we want to hear from you. What are things that you would like to see? We work a lot with our diversity and inclusion committee. Now, even though we haven't met for the last couple months, we're looking at some different themes or months or ways to celebrate other cultures that we could possibly do too in our menu. So reach out to dining administration and let us know some things that you would like to see added on new menus. We're in the development of the following menu cycle now, so any feedback would be greatly appreciated, because at the end of the day, this is the same as before we were in this process. We really want to know what you all want. It's hard to write a menu, especially now it's hard to write a menu because you don't know what products you're going to necessarily be able to source or locate. With that being said, for any reason, if any of our menus that went out were changed because of product delivery or things of that nature, we would send out a robocall to everyone in those apartments to let you know that an item got substituted before the delivery, and that would give you a little bit chance to let us know if that particular item doesn't work for you, and we would try our best to accommodate. One of the other things that I want to mention is we've had great response so far. So for Cinco de Mayo, we're running drink specials, same place that you call for the wine. So we're doing in-house, homemade, from-scratch margaritas. I spent a lot of time with the team yesterday squeezing limes, getting the lime juice ready. And so we're making it 100% from scratch, no mixes, no additives, nothing like that. So a real authentic margarita, which I know we called the Three Amigos margarita, but that's because it's 16 ounces. It's actually no ice, nothing in it. It's not, in my opinion, ready to drink. Really, you want to take that margarita, if you bought it, take a glass of ice. I would pour it over the ice. You have about 3 margaritas in an order. If you have it, shake it up a little bit. If not, stir it up a little bit. You're going to want the water to dissolve just a little bit into the drink. It is strong, and then that way, and it's a nice way to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. We also have homemade in-house sangria. It's actually an old recipe. Really long time ago, I worked for a Spanish tapas restaurant, and the owners were from Spain, and this is their family recipe. So it's really delicious, and really look forward to hearing how people enjoy it. Also, for Mother's Day, we'll be doing a mimosa special. And if you really like the mimosas or margaritas or sangria, let the Woodlands team know, and maybe we can keep doing that moving forward. Talking about moving forward, we don't have any timelines. We watch the same news. We go to the same CDC websites that you all do. But we like to plan and we like to be ahead. So from a dining team standpoint, we are working on plans now for what does a transition look like in the future, hopefully the very near future. With that being said, we kind of have to wait for state guidelines to come out before we can implement any of those plans. What I'm asking of our residents is to reach out to dining administration and let us know what you would like to see. Because we're going to think from a safety standpoint, but there's also that resident experience standpoint. We want to know what your concerns are, what our transition would look like, what you would like to see, what do you miss, what's something that we used to do that you really wish we wouldn't do in the future. I think this is a really good opportunity for us to reset maybe what our dining program looks like, to add some things, to maybe take some things away, and how do we get to that point? How do we do that in a transition that's safe for our residents, safe for our staff, but at the same time an enjoyable experience for our residents and enjoyable for our staff to come to work every day? Those are the kind of things that we're working at right now, and we really ask for you to reach out to dining administration and let us know what your thoughts are, what you would like to see, so we can take your feedback and try to implement that in future plans. I wish I could give you dates, but I just don't have them right now. And just so everyone knows, the second we have a date and we have a plan, we will communicate that to everyone through every form possible. I know that's one of the things that, probably the thing I say the most throughout the course of my day is stay 6 feet apart. The second is I do not know when we're going to have a transition plan or when a transition will start. We promise we will be the first. We cannot wait to tell you when we are able to implement a plan. But calling and asking us when is it going to take place or when is this going to be over, we don't have the answer today. If we get it later today, we'll let you know. If we get it tomorrow or in a week, we'll let you know as soon as possible, because we want to be able to communicate that to our staff and to our residents, so we're all working together as one team to have a safe but also an enjoyable dining program.